How are you doing? Happy weekend.
Great, great. Happy weekend. A weekend of football.
A weekend of lot of sports, I would say. Welcome everyone. Welcome fundamental subscribers to this live session of Total Football. A lot
Yeah.
of things happening around the world with Cricket World Cup, Football Premier League, there's El Clasico, a lot of things. So this is a live session for all the football freaks around. Let's do this. We are going to cover mainly the recap of what happened in match week 9, and
That's
then a
right.
little bit of Champions League and Europa League. And then our main agenda would be the preview of match week 10 with the Manchester Derby around.
Huge, huge derby.
Yes.
Manchester United coming back to form. I'm not jinxing it, but coming back to form in great terms.
Yeah.
Huge, huge to watch around for.
Yeah. Before we start, Anand, did you know this? We have El Clasico today. Tomorrow we
Yeah.
have Manchester Derby. And 29th, we have Ballon d'Or ceremony. So
Wow.
it's massive 3 days for football family.
Huge,
Looking
huge.
forward to it. Yes. We'll talk about everything while we go along.
Sure, sure.
Let's directly jump into recap of what happened in match week 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me start by telling this. Tottenham is sitting comfortably at the top after 9 games. Okay. This is last
Amazing.
week. And they have kind of, I would say, cemented that place for a while now. 9 games is a huge thing for Tottenham, I would say, because it's been a long. What are your thoughts about it?
Definitely. I think they've started off the season very well. And they got a win last night as well. So, they're sitting comfortably now on
Yeah,
top. And see, considering they don't have to play the Europa Conference League, Champions League, so it's a great season that's going. I mean, it's up for them to perform well in the Premier League and finish or even compete the big.
exactly. I mean, one advantage for them is all of their players are fit and fine. Okay,
Yes,
okay. I'm not
definitely.
jinxing it, but everyone is there for them to perform there. If you see right from your defense line to the attacking line, everyone is ready.
Yes.
And also, if you see Son, Madison, I mean, they are gelling up really well.
Come back, really come back. They're gelling up
Yes,
really with all
really
those
well.
three different. And
Yes.
Kulusevski also. We have to mention
Oh,
Kulusevski.
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And in the
So
defense, you have, I mean, lot of new players, but they're gelling up really well in the defense.
Romero, World Cup winner. Pedro Porro is playing well. So
Yeah,
a lot of picks right in the fantasy game.
yeah, I
You know,
know.
suddenly. Yeah.
I know you wouldn't like talking too much about Tottenham's
Yeah. Small talk.
prime position, but
Yeah.
that is how it stands right now. But apart from that, which fixture did you find it like amazing to watch over the
Uh,
last week?
I think Newcastle have been playing great football. So
Dominant.
again, dominating performance, a 4-1 win against Crystal Palace,
Crystal Palace. Yeah,
right?
I
Yeah,
think they had a clean sheet, 4-0. Yeah.
yeah. And great goal from starting goal. I don't know whether it was intentional from Murphy, but it was a great goal. We're not sure
Yeah.
about it, but it
Correct.
was a great spell of games. I think Chelsea Arsenal was a great game.
Yeah.
We were totally actually we were not at all in the game for like 70 minutes,
Yeah.
but kudos to that
I mean,
substitute.
for a
Performance.
change, Chelsea played really well. Okay,
Yeah,
you have to
definitely.
admit it.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Declan Rice's presence of mind was amazing, amazing.
Amazing.
A lot of people can tend to miss that goal, but his
Right.
presence of mind was crazy.
He took
I loved it.
it first time and then he just
Yeah.
did it pretty
And I
well.
think Saka can be now called a curve assist man. Okay,
Yeah.
his curve assists are getting on and on and on as the weeks go by. Amazing goal by Trossard to
That
finish
is
that.
becoming the super sub. I don't know why
Yeah,
he's not shooting for us, but ahead of Martinelli, it's definitely tough to start Tossard. But yes,
yeah,
whenever he's coming on, he's scoring. He actually we saved the game. We saved 2 points and we got draw out of that game. Really,
yeah.
Chelsea played really well. Yeah.
So Anand, along with Newcastle, I feel even Aston Villa they're playing really good football. Okay, really good football. A 4-1 victory against West Ham United. Okay, I
True, true.
mean crazy dominance again there from Aston Villa.
Again, 2 goals from Watkins. So he's
Yeah,
turning one of those proper number nines, even for
yeah.
England. Let's see, right?
Douglas Lewis was the man, okay, for Aston Villa with 2 goals. Watkins did have one assist and a goal. But yeah, Douglas Lewis was a man. But Aston Villa is playing crazy football. I mean, lot of teams fighting for that fourth spot this time around. Okay,
On the counter, I'm sure you would have noticed on the counter they are brilliant. They have
brilliant.
super on the counter with
Yeah,
they have Bailey, Watkins, Diaby, so they're good. What do you
lot
think?
of players.
Goal of the week last week for you, which would say I know one of those goals that you would say.
I mean, see, there were a lot of goals. Okay, I mean, no doubt about it. But this time I'll be biased, and I would pick Dalot's goal. A much needed goal for him as well. Okay, especially outside the box, that curler, and to score that goal away from home at Sheffield, being a late winner as well, I would put that as first place for me.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I would second your thought that from a defensive player to hit that curler, that to a winner, right? So it's a
Yeah.
brilliant. That's also my pick of the goals. I think the top one goal last
Hmm.
week, Thiago Dallo, and I think Dallo is playing consistently well for United.
Yeah.
That's what, right?
I mean, he's been given that position and enough chances to perform also. So I think he's taken up very seriously this time. And
Yeah.
with a lot of critics going around due to injuries, due to issues with Sancho, I mean, lot of issues going around, right? Manu is facing. Dalot wanted that kind of performance, and I think it showed up really.
And also
Uh,
he's best in the training. That's what Ten Hag always says. I think Dallo,
yeah,
he's the best guy in training. That's what they say. In the
yeah.
brilliant, great.
And a moment for me would be Akanji getting red card because he got it at the wrong time for City, especially with Manchester Derby around. Okay, he was
Yeah,
playing too good football at the defensive line, but that's a massive blow for City, I would say.
that's true.
Akanji, a
So with
tackle which was not required.
Ake might play today. Yeah,
Yeah, a tackle which was not required when you're already in yellow.
right.
But that was also a nice game to watch. Manchester City 2-1 to Brighton. Yeah, that was nice. I mean, apart from these, I think all the other games just picked off. I mean, the sad part for me would be relegation teams not giving their 100% or going beyond to at least put a statement that we are still in here to play a good football.
True.
Burnley,
Maybe correct.
Bournemouth,
Exactly.
Sheffield. I mean,
Expected
nobody
a
is showing. Exactly.
thing from Burnley, exceptionally from Vincent Company taking on
Yeah.
where they finished last, the championship season. But they've just not hit the ground yet.
Yes, I mean, if you look at Cherries, okay, if you look at Cherries, they've been playing Premier League football from 2, 3 seasons, right? I mean,
Right.
you make some kind of statement that no, the football that you are showing up right now is below standards, okay? They
True.
just
True.
put up one good show where you draw a match, but then come back again going to your, uh, I mean, mistakes. It doesn't show a great sign of football for them in the future. So that's about last week. And let's quickly talk about Champions League and Europa, which happened in the midweek. Although most of the teams
There was
that are
major,
top ranked have won.
yeah, there were no major upsets. I think in the Champions League. Yeah.
But Newcastle tasted defeat at home to Dortmund. So when they go back to Dortmund, it'll be a crowd of LOC there. Tough to beat
Of the
Dortmund at home. Yeah.
Signal Iduna Park is one of the stadiums after like Enfield, Old Trafford. I think that
Yeah.
stadium is electrifying.
Yes.
They'll tough time there. But kudos to Dortmund. I think they really came back, and then now they are sitting in the second position in the table, and
Hmm.
Newcastle gone down actually.
And
PSG 3-0
yeah, yeah.
again. Yeah.
PSG had it very easy. And one more thing, two names that would come out of Champions League this week were Maguire and Onana for me. Two people who have been facing the critics a lot.
Late penalty save, right? Late
Yeah,
penalty save.
I mean, I mean
I,
that.
I yeah, go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that movement, no, sometimes sparks up players in their confidence, boosts confidence going into the future. It might not. Okay, also on the other side, it might not. But for some players, it might spark up. saving a goal 96th minute. Did you see Rio Ferdinand and Schmeichel celebrating that
I
save?
was about to say that. I mean, the happiness that Michael had, right, when they saved the penalty and then won the game. That was
Yeah, it was.
actually, and I think Maguire was man of the match also.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
so.
wanted that. I think. Yeah.
You know, going into the derby, that's a great confidence for Maguire and Onana. Definitely.
Let's
Yeah.
see how the derby goes. And how would Europa League results? Any major thing happening around in Europa? Like I know for a fact that most of the teams won.
Yeah. Most of the team,
I, Liverpool had it very easy, 5-1 victory,
but
and
yeah,
yeah,
correct.
Brighton had it easy. Yeah, that was a good result for Brighton, beating 2-0
Ajax
Ajax.
too. I think
Yeah,
Ajax to win against Ajax is really commendable.
but Ajax is still rebuilding the team, especially after a lot of players left. Right, they have a lot of things to gel up and come back. I think did West Ham play Europa? Sorry,
They are like Southampton in Dutch league. Actually, they bring up all these talent, just sell it to everyone, and then. But
if
yes,
you tell me Southampton, it reminds me of Mane, Sadio Mane. Yeah. So, and
winning.
I think, oh yeah, West Ham lost apparently
Yeah,
away to Olympiacos. So that I
so
think that's one result. Uh,
yes.
any moments that had to be looked into? I think
Arsenal win against Sevilla is a good one
great
because
result,
away at Sevilla is always tricky.
tough.
They always,
Exactly.
you know, they
I know,
give
I
a
know.
tough fight against the opposition. So that was a great win for Arsenal. Yeah.
So, do you go top of the table in the group? In the group table?
Yeah. Yo, so Arsenal go top of the group, followed by Lens, and then followed by Sevilla and PSV. Yeah.
The next round of fixtures will be great. Then I think you'll replay Sevilla again, if I'm not wrong.
Replay. Next week we are going to replay Sevilla. So it's going to be like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the fixture
Yeah.
works out that way.
So that way.
So that's about European football. Moving on to English football, Premier League match week 10.
Yeah, match week 10.
You can go ahead.
Well, I mean, already there's one game done and convincing win from Spurs
Tottenham.
again. Convincing win, but yes, they just held their nerve because away at Selhurst Park can be tricky. They defended well. I was just watching the first half. They defended well, Palace,
Mhm.
and in the second half they got an own goal, and then it was a winner from Son.
Yeah,
So
I mean that own goal was. I mean, how do you just define it, right? It happens. That's football after all. He had
happened.
to put that like he expected a attacker to be behind him, but I thought nobody was around. Actually, he could have left it all alone,
True,
and
true,
it
true.
just went by. I mean, it was tough to digest the own goal, but otherwise, Son is really in form, and you can never stop him now at the moment. He's
Definitely, I think
been all
he's
around.
terrific. Terrific. Son has been terrific, along with Madison has kicked off. Benoit, that's what I feel. Madison has truly kicked off. He's making those crucial passes, trickery in midfield. And yesterday, the one boost for them is Bentancur has come back. So now they have Bentancur, they have Hoiberg, Sar is playing well. So it's a
I
good
mean,
team.
I told you, no, it's a team with everything now. Okay, you just don't have any kind of negative things happening around, unless people want to jinx them around. Okay, but I mean, the question is how long? How long will they stay? Okay, that's
Yeah,
another thing. Uh, New coach, he's into Premier League.
that's
Let's see
true.
how long this consistency can go.
The first match for today, I think Chelsea versus Brentford. Chelsea drawing against Arsenal last game around, but they played really well as we spoke. So, what do you think? I think, what do you think the game
I
would go?
mean,
And
Brentford is also in great form. 3-0 victory last week against Burnley.
yeah,
Embumo is a
M-
dangerous player.
Mbumo last game week also good goal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one goal, one assist. So is Chelsea hosting or traveling away?
playing at home. They're playing at Stamford Bridge. Yeah,
So
what I
I would say Chelsea are pretty confident now, okay, playing this game because of the way they hosted Arsenal and how they went about the first half, okay. Although the penalty they got was a controversial one, I would say, but aside the penalty part, they played really good football. So This time, I would say a Chelsea victory, a 2-1 victory for me to Chelsea. What about you?
Yes, true. What you said is correct. I think they are in confidence now, and I read the news that even Nkuku is going to come back, maybe come back in the next 1 week.
Mhm.
So it's going to be a boost for them. So even I feel it's going to be yeah, for me. I second you. It's going to be a 2-1 win for Chelsea. Yeah,
Yeah, one
that's,
of our subscriber is also saying Chelsea is kind of dominated.
yeah,
Let's see. Oh, let's see your if your prediction comes to 2-0. And what about you, Anand?
2-1. I second you. 2-1 is
Okay,
my
great.
winning 2-1. Yeah,
Let's see
I
how
think
things pan out.
next game is Bournemouth versus Burnley. The two teams which just have not kicked off. I think one would be great to get a win out of this game, right?
Of course, yeah.
What do you feel?
So see
Both are playing. Yeah, Bournemouth are
Vincent
playing.
Company, yeah, he's still getting used to how to manage a team in the Premier League. I know he was a legendary player for City, who has played Premier League and knows the pros and cons. So
Right.
his expertise will of course bring a lot to the team, but it's an away game to Cherries, not that easy because there are always chances that Cherries would score first at Bournemouth. So for me, I would say it will be a 2-2 battle.
2-2 battle.
Yeah,
I think Burnley will edge this. So even though it's at home, they're really not using the home advantage, Cherries. But
yeah.
I think Burnley are going to go and get a 3-2 win out of this. That's what I feel.
Away,
It's high
away
scoring.
3-2.
Yeah, away 3-2 win against Bournemouth. That's what I
Yeah,
feel.
okay. Moving on, then we have Arsenal hosting Sheffield United.
Arsenal hosting Sheffield United, coming from a win in the Champions League. Uh, I think there won't be many changes except for maybe Zinchenko might play because he's not played, and we might see Nketiah start because I think Jesus has had a
Muscle injury.
muscle
Yeah.
injury, good run of games as well. So I would say a straight 3-0 win for Arsenal. That's what I would feel. What do you feel?
So for me, it is going to be a 2-0 victory.
Okay.
Although Sheffield will struggle, they will try to keep it below 2 goals.
Hmm.
And that is my prediction. But Gunners are in top touch. So it's a victory for them.
Okay, cool. Next game, I think exciting game. Next is one of the exciting games. Wolves versus Newcastle. Newcastle traveling to the Molineux Stadium, and Wolves have been good, right? In the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they have
Yeah.
beat City, and then they have beaten last week also. They beat
Cherries. Cherries.
Cherries. So they have a good run of form. And what do you think about this game?
I think Newcastle is unstoppable at the moment. Okay, but let me tell you one thing: Wolves beat City when they were unstoppable too. Okay,
Yeah,
and Wolves have done it a lot of times. And
true.
traveling to Molinox is not easy,
Not easy.
so it
Yes.
is going to be tough. I would still say a Newcastle victory, 1-2.
1-2 for Newcastle. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say it's going to be a draw. I would say it is going to be a 2-2 draw for Wolves against Newcastle. That's what I would say. But you never know. Like you said, Newcastle are playing, free flow football, right? They
Will
just
it be a
attack.
Neto equalizer?
You never know. A Neto or Hichan with
Yeah.
a
Oh, Chad. Yeah, he's the man
with a man.
currently.
Yeah. I mean, just
Uh,
to ask you, with the just because the Sandro Newcastle game came up, right? Sandro Tonali has had I think a ban for the what
10 months.
10 months, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
a betting ban.
Betting ban. So that is
Sad. It is
for them
very sad.
incoming signing for them. Almost they spent 60-70 million on Tonali,
And he was
and
doing well.
he was doing well. Exactly, that's what he was doing well. And unfortunate that he got into this betting scam and.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the morale would have been a little down within the team because, especially when one of your players who've been performing well is banned,
True,
and
true.
to get soaked into such a news is very difficult. But let's see how they come up because they lost Champions League game now against Dortmund. Now they're coming after a loss, so let's see how they cope up.
Let's see how they.
Uh, yeah, but that's football for you.
So you are
That
saying
was Saturday fixtures. Yeah,
win for Newcastle. So I would say 2-2
correct.
for Wolves. So moving ahead for Sunday's games, West Ham against Everton. What do you feel?
Another good game to watch. Okay,
Yeah,
uh, two teams which are coming from a loss from the previous weeks. Everton lost their derby,
right.
a 2-0 loss, I think, at Anfield.
When
That
has
was
Everton
difficult.
won Liverpool? I mean, Merseyside derby. It's been so long.
Yeah,
Es- You know, Liverpool have been really consistent over the last 5 years, and they just wherever they
I
play, they're beating Everton.
yeah, I remember David Moyes once when while managing Everton had won it,
Yeah,
and now he's going to play against his own
so
team. So it's like two teams that he's managed. Okay, West
that's a
Ham, Everton.
very
It'll be a good game. Bowen in a top class form, I would say.
yeah.
Uh, but unfortunately, the entire team effort is still lacking for West Ham. Same with Everton, I would say. They were peaking up at the right moment with two wins, but lost the Merseyside derby. So
Yeah.
it is going to be a great contest of football between these two teams. I am expecting a draw here, 2-2 draw
Okay.
at West Ham, with Bowen scoring a brace for me.
Okay. I would say one will score a brace, but I'm expecting West Ham to adjust 2-1, especially at
Mm.
home. Yeah, just get that winner against Everton. Everton, Calvert-Lewin is back and he's performing pretty decently. But
Mm.
like you said, they're just not gelled up. They just win a couple of games and then they have this again a downfall of 3-4 games. So they're just not consistent. Everton, that's what I feel. Uh,
Yeah, I think we have some messages from subscribers. Can you just read it out quickly? There seems to be a glitchy thing.
uh, oh, he was just talking about Tony involved in the ban. Arsenal. Stop about. And then he's talking about Everton some minus 12 points for financial fair play. Oh
Oh
my God.
yeah, that's still being discussed, no? I don't
That
think there's a green light from FA on it.
then
I
what
saw that.
then City has to have for financial fair play, right?
Of course, City were in the news. I think was it last season or the season before that, and they
Last
had to literally give up the cup.
the season before that they were in the news,
Yeah,
and if that was the case, then City would have half the points stripped off them, right?
yeah,
Oh, and he says City minus 13,000 points, 1,300 points. That's Pep Guardiola was asked in one of the conference also, and he just laughed. He said he told the reporter, "Nice joke."
hmm
So that's the thing.
yeah. And
Yeah,
moving on, we have Aston Villa taking on Luton, Luton Town.
Unai Emery,
It's
convincing. I think he's gonna just they're gonna steamroll Luton. That's what I
But did you see Luton Town at Nottingham Forest? They were too good. They came back
came back. Yeah,
into the game after 2-0 behind. I mean, they were trailing 2-0. They came back to score two goals. Townsend played. I think Ross
Townsend,
Barkley played. Yeah,
Townsend played. Yeah,
yeah. So 2-2. I mean, they got a point out of it, but facing Aston Villa at Villa Park is not going to be easy.
not gonna be easy. Really not gonna be easy.
So I
Yeah.
would say a 3-0 victory for Aston Villa.
Even I would say a 2-0 victory for Aston Villa, straight 2-0 victory for Aston Villa. It's not going to be easy for Luton at all. But if they get a draw out of this as well, it's going to be a great result for them. That's what
Yeah,
I.
of course, of course, of course. Moving on, we have Brighton hosting Fulham.
Oh, that's a great game. It's a great game actually. Brighton, of course, they're in good momentum, winning against Ajax in the Champions League, and you see that youngster Adingra. I'm
Oh,
really
yeah.
guys seriously. That guy is just 21, I guess, but he's playing really well. Of course, Mitoma, Adingra, and I think Pedro up front. So it's a menace for them.
Pedro, I
For
think, was the man of the match in the Europa League match.
oh yeah,
Pedro. Yeah,
yeah.
he really is in great touch. So, what are your prediction for this game?
I think it'll be a 2-1 win for Brighton. 2-1
Nice.
win for Brighton. That's what I feel. What do you? But I would not write off Fulham. You never know. They played. They're playing well actually, but they just have a last two games. They just have a tough fixtures. That's what it was.
For
What
me, Fulham, no. Fulham is a team which drags the game a lot, okay? So sometimes they do kind of Mourinho tactics parking, and sometimes they just give away the ball very easily, okay?
true?
So, I mean, this kindly one of that kind of match. So I'm expecting a Brighton victory, but it'll be a little late win for them. So a 1-0 victory to Brighton.
1-0 Edger. 1-0 Edge.
Edger, yeah.
Yeah. Liverpool against Forest at Anfield. So what do you think?
So Nottingham Forest, Elanga is in top touch.
Top touch.
Last game, yeah, he had 2 assists. Chris Wood is performing well at the front. Liverpool, Salah, Darwin Nunes,
Salah is
everyone in great touch.
great touch.
So Nottingham Forest, it will not be easy at all at Anfield. It's going to be a tough game, but they will give some sort of fight, is my belief. So it'll be a victory for Liverpool 3-1.
3-1 for Liverpool. Yes, like you said, I think Nunes, Salah, and even Diaz, all three are in brilliant form. And even their bench strength is pretty good. I think the youngster Harvey Elliott is coming every match, and then he's making an impact in the game. So he's been the from last 2 years we were seeing him play like 15 minutes, 10 minutes in some
Yeah.
of those clubs and all. But he's making really an impact for them. But yes, I would say it will be a 2-0 win for Liverpool. Straight 2-0 win for Liverpool at Anfield. That's what it is.
Nice.
Do
Okay.
you think it was a bad decision to let go of Elanga?
Uh, I don't know.
Bec-
Maybe yes or maybe a no.
Maybe he can play in the flank, right? So that leaves Rashford to play as number 9. So that's why I
Yeah, I mean, he was let go before the Sancho situation. So now I'm a little skeptical to answer this question. I would
okay.
still say a no, maybe. I mean, no, it was not a bad decision to leave him, but at
Okay.
least he's getting game time, is what my belief is. As a footballer or as a young footballer, you need game time, especially if you have to sustain in a league like Premier League, okay?
So,
So, in that aspect, if you see, it was a good decision for Elanga to leave.
mhm.
I wouldn't call it a bad decision, maybe a strategical move. That's all. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Okay, now it's all yours. It's the boy. The madness
Oh,
is on.
I mean, I don't know. I can just think of two names. Okay, Hoyland, Haaland, Hoyland, Haaland. Will Hoyland peak at
Will
the right time, or will Haaland destroy United? Okay, that's the only two things in my mind from last 2 3 days. Even while I was picking my fantasy Premier League, right? I have both Hoyland and Haaland. If you see my team, okay.
Haaland. I saw your bench talent and put Hoyle.
Yeah, I mean, my sixth says Haaland will not perform today, but I mean the stat says Haaland will score today. Okay, so for me, I need a victory, bad derby victory. Okay, so for me, we need to fight it out for that victory, even if we are playing at home. City might dominate the game, but those little bit of chances that you get, put it in. That's all I would say. A 2-1 victory for me.
2-1 victory for you. Yeah, true. I think Hoyland has come back, and then Dallo is in pretty good form, I would say. Bruno Fernandes is finding his feet pretty well, right?
Casemiro is back after injury.
Yes, Casemiro is back after injury. So it's a great boost for United as well. And like we mentioned, Akanji is not there, so maybe Ake will play. Ake will start in
Mhm.
center. But it's going to be a great game. I think United have to win it in the counter. That's what I feel. That's always been the case, right? Against City, any team, you just have to take those chances, right?
Yeah, at least in the last 2 to 3 years, that's how
Yeah,
United have been playing against City. Okay, they just score it on the counter, because if you see an era of 2005 to 2012, okay, United were dominating against City. If you
true. Well,
actually see it,
definitely,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, at that point of time, City were sneaking in through those counters. I remember that Michael Owen goal, Carlos Tevez' goal. So
Pace goal. Yeah.
yeah, now it is completely changed. The pattern has changed, and yeah, it is going to be a great game, is what I believe. It shouldn't be a one-sided game.
Uh,
At least me,
I don't
yeah.
think it's a one-sided game. Definitely, I think Rashford will come up. Rashford is going to deliver for you this game. He's going to score. I am actually expecting United to win this game.
Okay.
Expecting it to win it 2-1. That's what I feel.
Uh-huh.
What do you think?
I mean, it should serve those standards. Okay, Manchester. First of all, it should serve that Manchester Derby standards. Okay, I want a victory, and this victory should be dedicated to Bobby Charlton if it happens. I know
True,
a
true.
great legend who just left us.
Yes.
But I mean, most of the teams paid, I mean, great respect to this legendary footballer, Bobby Charlton. He used to attend the games even at his
Gents who
older
just
times. Yeah,
who what United is now, I think it's
one
all
of
praise
the main reasons. Yeah,
to Bobby
I
Charlton.
always love his cap, the cap he wears and comes to the stadium, and he sits in one corner
Honor.
just watching the football. He doesn't talk much. I've seen that. Okay, and Ferguson will be right there next to him, but they don't talk to each other much. This guy just keeps watching football. And I remember, I mean, though we have not followed Bobby Charlton a lot, we have seen his interviews, we have seen his football
I mean,
videos.
behind, right? Definitely. The after the huge plane crash that happened, he was the one who survived the plane crash and rebuilt the United that they are today. So definitely, I think for me, I think Onana will be the pick of the players. Okay,
Okay.
he's going to put some wordings into Haaland and Foden. He's going to irritate them, and it'll be a great game to watch. It'll be a great
Yeah.
game.
I mean, hopefully it's a great game of football. And
So you didn't give a prediction. Is it like you're staying safe? You don't want to jinx it with a
no,
prediction?
I told you, no, I want a 2-1 victory.
Win.
Although I feel City might dominate the game with the amount of strength they have.
Right.
But it's those counters and little bit of luck that comes our way, and we need to just pick on it. 2-1 victory for me. Do we have anything from our subscribers? Uh,
What's the subscriber saying? Haaland has gas energy. Yeah, definitely.
of course, no
Good
doubt.
goal also from Haaland. A good goal from outside the box. Of course. Do you think
Will Maguire cover top of Haaland?
going to be a great battle? What are the key battles you're looking for? Just
Oh,
key
there's
battles in.
there's going to be some. Okay,
Yeah,
I would say, as you mentioned, Onana versus Haaland would be one.
yeah.
Then I would say Bruno Fernandes versus Silva at the midfield. Okay,
Okay.
that's going to be a great. I mean, Portuguese versus a Spanish battle, I would say.
True.
Uh, then Rashford versus Edison, no doubt,
Oh,
as you mentioned.
Rashford
Anything
comes.
apart from this?
Nothing apart from this. I think just a quick question. Do you think Anthony is going to start?
Uh, I
Big,
don't think Anthony will start, but I have a feeling Garnacho might start this game
okay.
just to provide that pace in the attacking. He might start, but let's see how things go out. Amrabat will play his position, is what I believe, in the
Okay.
mid. So it's
Mid.
going to be Casemiro, Amrabat, and Bruno,
Okay.
and then you have the rest of
Three will be Rashford, Hoyland, and Garnacho. That's what you feel.
Garnacho is what I am expecting. And I even heard Aaron Van Bissaka is fully 100% and fit in training.
Wow, that's
So
a
maybe
great,
he can be, yeah, maybe he
great.
can be a second half player. And United might go with a three defensive concept and five in the midfield.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great news.
that is something that I think will happen. But let's see how what Ten Hag has in his mind.
Definitely.
It's a battle of balls.
Yeah, definitely. One battle of balls, definitely. A lot of chirping is going to happen, and a lot of the atmosphere is going to be electrifying tomorrow. And just one thing is Alvarez also. I would just like to mention about Alvarez because this guy has stepped up and he is getting into those pockets and scoring goals. So one more guy to look out for is the Edson Alvarez.
Alvarez. So Alvarez is like right now, if you see the Premier League, okay, he's like our Ole Watkins. He's like Bowen. People who are consistently scoring goals, right, in the Premier League. He's like that kind of player now. Reminds me of Foden last year. Okay, he kept scoring along with Haaland.
Along with Haaland. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's what I feel.
great. So that's it. I think that's it. I think we covered most of football news, Champions League, and this week. Hoping for a great week. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
one question, one last question for you and all the subscribers, all the fundamental subscribers. Who will be that one player of the week who will dominate Premier League this week?
that's a tough question. I'm just seeing the fixtures again. So
Yeah,
one.
yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah, considering it's going to be the Manchester derby this weekend, I'm a great fan of Rashford. So I think it's going to be Rashford. Rashford
Okay.
brace against
May,
Man City.
maybe I can put up the question a little better way. Who will get more points in the fantasy Premier League? Because most of us have that one player, right?
Rashford
uh,
is not a point for me, so I want Rashford. I'm still keeping Rashford since the first week, so I want him to get points for me. Yeah.
for me, I think it is going to be Mohamed Salah scoring a hat trick. Okay, although I mentioned it will be a 2-0, but now I'm just changing that to 3-0 and Salah scoring a hat trick. I think one of our subscribers says something.
Okay, just to spice up things. Any important picks that you did on FPL this week? Any major change you did? Or
No,
you played
there's
the wild card, right? You played the wild card last week.
yeah, I played the wild card. Benching Haaland is a big thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's the moment for me. That is the thing I've done in my team. What about you?
I got in Sterling this week, so
Oh, nice.
that's one of
Let's see.
the picks. So
Okay,
it
okay, nice.
also if you're playing FPL, these are some of the things you can do. So that's
Yeah, of
great.
course. So great round of talking, Anand. It was nice talking about football after a cricket episodes that we were doing.
Of
But
cricket
hang on,
doing.
cricket friends. We have a double header today, and we will be back around to do some of post-match reviews, live
Interesting game
sessions.
as well.
Yes, and we
Yeah.
have India game tomorrow, Manchester Derby. Stick around, sports freaks. It's our week this time. Let's get glued to the TVs. And some of us are also playing around here, gully cricket. So that is also there. So nice talking to you, Anand. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend and let's go.
Fundamentals.
Thank you.
Thank you.